Ray Catolo, as well as Ray Catolo's Grizzle, joined by Mike Prebosi and Rod Alms Jr. We're here to run through the late pick four for tomorrow evening, Saturday, January 27th at the Meadowlands Racetrack, starting with race number 8. It's a $50,000 guaranteed pool, and it all starts with a claiming handicap 20 to 5,000. Tag on the line. We got a couple horses here. By a couple, I mean 9 lining up. Mike, starting with you, I think that this is kind of a wide open race, but are you someone agree with that?
Well, I had to shrink down for cost purposes. I found it very difficult, but I like the 3 Northern Assassin best. I liked this horse last time and kind of was roughed up getting the front and then, got run over late. I expect him to maybe, go for another speed try again, but perhaps maybe not have such a tough trip. This horse 3-back won numbers of 5,000, came home 27-3, albeit off a perfect trip. Those were better horses. And, then the Yonkers race really didn't work out. This horse had a couple tough trips. I'm going to use him. And then the 2, Evil Done Champion, who raced very well last time, but got a perfect setup. Flew home in that same race, 28-3. I like the draw here. I feel like that this horse can do it either way. And the last 2 races at the Meadowlands, was stuck wide. Maybe gets a better trip here. I like this one, 2 and 3 to start.
Rod, how about for you?
For me, I'm going 1, 2, 3, staying on the inside. I just think it's kind of a lineup number, if you ask me. The one, pretty obvious. It's Jim Bongiorno and Brett Miller from the rail. Raced well last week. Must use again. The 2, this horse raced well. Got shuffled back last week. Just got beat. Really good race. I think should come back to that similar effort. And then the 3, parked every step last time. That was a really tough mile. Still hung on for a minor piece there. If he gets any kind of trip tomorrow, he's already proven that he's good enough to beat these types. So 1, 2, 3.
I'm 4 deep here. Sutton Sealster's fairly obvious. Northern Assassin, obvious off that last line, parking 3/4 of a mile and still finishing 5th. Against this level, should definitely improve off that. Hopefully it's a bit of a price too, judging by the morning line. Rocket J's the 3rd one I add, the 7 horse. Closed to finish 3rd against this level last out. Rode the rail to do so mostly. Seems to always be involved at this classification. Could possibly pop a little bit more here if he at least shows speed, because he has shown speed a couple starts ago. And I also throw in the 9-6 Gun, who drops out of the condition ranks into the claiming, and last out came home 26 and change, albeit he was chasing better horses. He's been racing up against better horses altogether, and he won 2 starts ago off a layoff against numbers of 5,000. Could possibly fit this level, could get the right trip to do well in this level. But he's definitely at a disadvantage from the post. I still consider him a contender. I'm 1-3-7-9, excuse me. Second leg of the sequence is race number 9, numbers of $8,500 in the last 5 pace. Got 10 lining up here. This is another interesting race. Mike, how deep are you?
4 deep. Starting with the 3, Johnny Q, who I think has a very big chance to win here. This horse, won December 16th, and it was a huge mile, this numbers of 87. Then ended up stepping up on a sloppy track, was put on the front, didn't really want it there, and then had no chance from the outside post the last 2 times. I like the draw. I like the fact that it's going to set up for him, so I think he's at a price is a must-use. The 5, Sir Makalat. This horse drops a little coming back from Yonkers, has some speed, had a blowout win, back in December also on the front, and, this class level suits this horse. I think that, if they go the front, that, maybe can control things and could finish. The 6, Hug the Wind. This is a New Zealand horse who, has 10 lifetime wins, has made it over 300,000. A lot of times these horses come over and do very well. Hard to gauge off the qualifier, but it was solid enough that I really don't want to leave the horse out. And then the 9, David's Dream, who is always an enigma. You never really know what you're going to get with him. But when he's good, he's really good, and, has faced better recently. He's won 6 times last year, gets Marcus here, and that's a good angle. So 3, 5, 6, 9.
Rod, do you agree with those numbers?
Kind of. I'm going 3 deep here, 3, 4, and 6 for me. The 3, outside post, finally draws inside. like Mike said, this is going to be a good price shot. If he's close enough, he's got a big chance here. The 4, Trackmaster D, like Mike talked about this one as well. Coming back over from Yonkers, I think this one's got a big shot. The 6, this horse is kind of the wild card here, but with over 300,000 made in New Zealand, those are big numbers there. Any horse that comes over with those kind of numbers is respectable, and you have to take a second look at him. So 3, 4, 6 for me.
I mean, this horse has had about 5 years to make that much money, for whatever that's worth, about $300,000 to be exact. But I'm 3 deep here, more in agreement with Mike, except I'm 3.59. Johnny Q is really my top one here. This horse makes so much sense. Has had some really good miles at this level. Just needs the circumstances to go his way, and because of his last 2 starts, could possibly be a really decent price here. 5 Sir Makalot comes back to the Meadowlands after 2 starts over at Yonkers, disadvantaged by bad posts. Comes back here, was the favorite at this level 3 starts ago, and was aggressive going to the lead, but faltered. Horse just makes sense, just needs, again, the right setup. And the 9, David's Dream, could also get a good setup if all of the speed really manifests here, and then he can get dragged into contention, because this horse loves to come flying late, closing into contention and sweeping by horses to win. Will also definitely be a big price from the outside post. 3.59 in the third leg of the sequence, race number 10, which I think is the most wide open of them all. It's an hours of 5,000 of the last 5 starts. 10 more going postward here. Mike, where do you stand?
Doing something I don't like to do, which is taking more than half. I'm using 6 of them. The 2 Quality Bud. This horse comes out of that open 20 claimer, where, was on the lead there, parked out a horse the entire way and ended up getting tired, gets an inside draw again, so should be up early. The 3 Brickman comes second off a layoff, had the 10-hole last time, and basically a prep for this one. Came home 27. That interests me, especially with 7 wins last year and almost 75,000 made. The 6, Dude, has had outside posts and raced well at this level. The 7, Grave Dancer, a similar horse, came home 27 and 1 last time, and the numbers of 5,000 off, a decent line at Freehold. So, this horse gets Brett Miller back, and that's another reason to use. The 9, Twin Creeks Jesse, got a field that he could beat last time on the front, but held on well. And that 52 and 3 is something that, makes me interested. And he looks kind of like the only speed in the race. And then the 10, Rockin' Ram Baron, raced very well off the layoff for McDermott. And, I would imagine a speed tries coming here with Marone again. Was 5-2 last time in that race. So I would say that this horse is also very interesting. So 6 deep there, 2, 3, 6, 7, 9, and 10.
Rod, you're right over there. Do you agree with those? Do you think this is a wide open race?
I mean, it is a little bit, but I slimmed it down because, I think there's some things I didn't like with certain horses. So I'm going 3 deep here. 3, 4, and 7 for me. The 3 outside post last time draws the inside this week. If the trip works out, came home 27 flat last time. This one's definitely got a shot. The 4 should be following the 3 all the way around and could pounce off that cover. And then the 7, if he's close enough, I don't know if he's going to try to leave or not, but if he's close enough, he's got a big shot as well. Good 27-1 kicker last time. He's probably going to be bet pretty heavily. So 3, 4, 7.
I think this is a pretty open race, but I still somehow managed to narrow it down to 3 horses, and Mike talked about most of them. Quality Bud is a pretty obvious one. Brickman I throw on, makes his second start off a layoff, drops in class, moves inward from post position. Had post 10 last out, came home 27 flat to finish 8th. Should be more involved second time around. And then the 4 JT's the third one I used. This horse was the favorite last time. And that was his first start in a month. He didn't really show much, but he still rode the rail. He came home in 27 and change. I expect him to pop a little bit more second time going since a month. That sends me no sense, but this horse was the favorite last out, beaten favorite, possibly still live here. coming into this race. So 2, 3, 4 for me in that third leg. Final leg is race number 11, $12,500 claiming event. We have 9 going postward here. Mike, starting with you, I thought this was a fairly simple race, but I took 2 prices. Do you agree? Do you think this is pretty open?
6, 7, 8 for me here. The 6 Ideal Shadow is probably the speed of the speed and has been roughed up last 2 and got picked off as the favorite. I expect that this horse should try to control things, especially if he can beat the 2 out of the gate. And that's likely. And I'm going to use 2 closers. The 7, Every Intention, who should have won 2 back, really came flying against it and just missed. I mean, beat a hair on the wire. Prior to that, won a numbers of 3,500. So this horse can do it either way. Last time just was never really involved till it was too late. And then the 8, Dr. CZ Tam, flew last time, 27-2 at 33-1, which the horse should have never been that price. With the form that he had. I like this horse back again. Very sharp, should be a price again, and there's a lot of speed in here. So 6, 7, 8.
Wow, I've never been in such disagreement. Rod, what do you see here?
I'm going 4 deep, 2, 5, 6, and 7 for me. The 2, first start for Nick Surik. That's all I need to save there. The 5.
That's not. Nick Surik's had Winston Gorgeous for a while.
No, he claimed him last week.
Oh, all right. Huh. He's had him before. I know that. Go on.
The 5 should be able to leave and trip out here. Even if he ducks, he's got a good shot to follow some live cover. The 6, pretty obvious, will be leaving no matter what. He'll probably look for the front and then look for somebody to come quarter move and cover him up, get the 2-hole ride. And then the 7, I think he's going to duck, but he's going to have enough live cover to be able to be drug into the race. And if they go fast enough up front, he's definitely got a big shot to win at a decent price. So 2, 5, 6, 7.
I'm surprised none of you guys have Marshall Bliss. This horse makes so much sense here. Draws a better post, was very live last time, gunning to the front and prompting the pace to be fast enough to suction Dr. CZ Tam into that speed vacuum to win the race. And albeit he faltered to finish 10th, but he was the catalyst that entire race. And now he draws better here. He's most likely going to improve off that. He has a lot of back class, at least racing against 15,000 claimers beforehand. And the horse just is going to be a much higher price than he deserves to be, which is why he's one of the 2 horses I use here. The other one that I throw on is the 5, Show Me Up, who last out went first over, ended up finishing 3rd in that speedy race. Is probably going to be much more of a speed factor if it's not as hot as it was in that last mile. I doubt it's going to be like a 54 clip, but it could be. Those specifics don't really matter. The point is this horse is still sharp. He belongs to this level. He races well at this level every week. Void that 2 starts back. That was mostly a post concern, though. He draws perfectly for his style. He's going to be in a spot that he fits in well. There's not much more to say about him. I'm 1-5 in this last leg, going for a price. So then my pick 4 ticket at the Meadowlands for tomorrow night goes as follows. For 50 cents, 1379 with 359 with 234 with 15. That's $36 for 50 cents. Mike, your ticket.
2, 3 with 3, 5, 6, 9 with 2, 3, 6, 7, 9, 10 with 6, 7, 8. It's 72 for 50 cents.
Rod, your numbers.
1, 2, 3 with 3, 4, 6 with 3, 4, 7 with 2, 5, 6, 7. It's $54 for 50 cents.
And that does it for another edition of North American Harness Update Extra. I have been an unshaven Ray Catolo. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you tune in to North American Harness Update every Friday from 9 to 11 Eastern on 148.ca/1, as well as catching the first hour video cast on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook. They're very findable. Just go search it. It's available. Also, make sure to check out NAHUpicks.com for that live feed, as well as racing analysis from tracks including Woodbine, Western Fair, and the Meadowlands every race day.